everyone, welcome to a new video on this channel. Today we have a special test. We are not testing a local system but a remote gaming system from streaming provider Shadow Cloud Computing. That means we connect to a data center to use a, in theory, more powerful computer than our own. Our local PC is a Core i7-3770 with 16GB dual-channel RAM and a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070, and importantly in this case a Realtek PCIe Gigabit Ethernet adapter attached to a 100 MBit Fibre connection with a Cat.7 LAN cable. Latency to the Shadow data center was a 7 to 10 milliseconds. Accordingly, I hardly felt any latency in the 13 games tested in this video, so all in all, almost perfect conditions to try out a game streaming service. But what kind of computer did we connect to? Since we're using the Shadow standard subscription for this video, we have access to an Intel Xeon E5-2678 version 3 with 4 cores, 8 threads, 12GB of RAM and an NVIDIA Quadro P5000, which should be about the performance of a GTX 1080. But wait a minute, an Intel Xeon E5-2678 has more than 4 cores and 8 threads, right? That's right, it's actually a 24-thread CPU, but somehow the whole thing has to be profitable for Shadow. Therefore, they go the way to divide this one CPU on 3 users. Yes, correctly, 2 other people can connect on the same CPU. Whether this has an effect and whether this is the only effect by which performance is sacrificed, more about that later. By the way, the price is pretty high for a game streaming provider. The stock subscription costs $29.99 in dollar, euro and pounds per month. You only get 256GB of storage. You can still expand up to 2TB of storage against appropriate payment, of course. Also a so-called power upgrade to an AMD EPYC 7543P, again with 4 cores, 8 threads, 16GB memory and the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070, similar or AMD's latest RDNA 2 based GPU, is possible. The power upgrade package starts at $44.98, again in dollar, euro and pounds, for the 256GB storage monthly. If you want more storage, you have to pay more. The main advantage compared to NVIDIA's GeForce Now offering and other streaming providers is that you get access to a completely remote computer. You could accordingly use the PC for more than just gaming. I also tried some video editing which ran without problems, and thanks to the fast symmetrical internet connection in the data center with 1 gigabit per second, the down or upload was very fast. But since we are a benchmark channel and that should be our main focus, what about the performance in games? Well, I don't think I have to say much about the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080. It's still a very good GPU for playing all games on the market in 1080p high settings. In all of the 13 games tested, the graphics card never had any problems and showed decent performance. Because you have the GPU completely to yourself of Shadow Gaming, you don't share it with other users. The situation is different for the CPU, as already mentioned, but also for the network connection. Because neutering the Intel Xeon E5-2678 to 4 cores, 8 threads and reducing its turbo clock at the same time isn't good. At least not good enough to play all games with over 60 FPS. In almost all games, the CPU was a heavy bottleneck for the GTX 1080. Which you can see very nicely in this video when the GPU utilization in the upper left corner isn't 100%. Honestly, it's 2022, offering a quad-core CPU with 8 threads with turbo disabled for €30 a month is a bit cheeky. But okay, it's still fine for nearly stable 60 FPS in 1080p, right? Theoretically yes, but I had at peak times the pleasure that another 1 or 2 users connected to the same CPU. Of course, the 2 only occupy the cores and threads specified for themselves, but have you ever tried to render a video with 8 threads on a 24-thread CPU, use 8 more threads for an Android emulator and use the remaining 8 threads for gaming? Yes, it runs like crap, and the same was my experience when other users used the same CPU. Another problem at peak times is also the high network load in the data center. This leads to lags, spikes and other phenomena. But the NVIDIA GeForce Now gaming service is also affected by this, at least in the data center in Frankfurt. I deliberately recorded the game clips at non-peak times to deliver the best possible results. So accordingly to not show, the Shadow service is a complete fail, because that that is not what a shadow gaming service is. It is currently the only way to get a powerful virtual remote gaming PC on a monthly basis for an appropriate payment. I think I have listed enough negative points. Except for the CPU and network performance itself, in relation to the price paid, there is nothing negative. The latency in my case was so low that after a short time I forgot that I wasn't playing on my own computer. The picture quality was also pretty good. Not quite as good as GeForce Now, but still very good. The biggest plus is also that you can install almost any game on this virtual PC. GeForce Now, for example, can't do Warzone. For shadow gaming this is no problem. Only unfortunately Valorant doesn't work because of the built-in Riot cheat protection. This recognizes the PC as a virtual PC and prevents Valorant from starting. But otherwise you can install and start whatever games you want, as long as you have enough storage booked. Just have a look at the 13 tested games and then decide if you like the performance of the standard subscription. I've taken a bit more CPU demanding titles. If you're rich, you can also book the power upgrade, of course. However, that is currently not attractive for me in terms of pricing. Those were my experiences with the shadow gaming streaming service. I hope you liked the video. If you do, feel free to leave a like and consider subscribing to this channel. I hopefully see you on the next one. Stay safe and have a great day. Goodbye.
It's a hit! You're gonna regret No way!
Your bottom tower is under
damage. Oh, look at it go! Yes, he's about to pop.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Very fine.
Secret push.
Forward.
targets are up. Take them out. Your teammate has entered the gulag. Surviving earns them redeployment. Enemy UAV active.
Vengeance is my favorite song.
What now, you piece of filth?
Smoke. I'm throwing a grenade. I'm throwing a flashbang. I'm throwing smoke. Throwing a flashbang. Throwing a flashbang. Counter-terrorists win.
Match day one for these two countries here at the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Who will make a statement in this, the opener? Derek Ray, and sitting alongside me, ready to provide all the technical and tactical analysis, is Stuart Robson. And it is a first test for these two countries here at the 2022 FIFA World Cup. What might we see today, Stuart?
Well, thanks, Derek. This is such an important game. Both sides will be desperate to start this group well. Let's hope we see some great football today.
It's there for him. Oh, body in the way, crucially. Short corner taken. Out behind for another corner. Who can they pick out? That's useful play. Putting his body on the line. Is it going to be? And that's sound good.
Guys, I don't mean to alarm anyone, but we've got a dust storm blowing up along your route.
Perfect!
What? No! Not perfect! Not perfect!
In 400 meters, turn right.
Feels good. Let's see if we can find some dirt to tear up.
Not too much tearing it up, though, right?
Trust me, James.
100 meters, turn left.
Up, I'll call the route. Road's technical ahead, then opens up. I'll call it when you come for it. Okay, right is easier, but both ways work. You decide. we go. Give it the beans.
You've done this before, right, Nolan?
I'm okay with it. That's what I am.